Good morning everybody, my name is Xander and you're watching Xander Does Finance. Today I've got a little video on silver for you all, and that is because silver is my investment of the week for this week. So I suppose the best place to start with this is actually explaining what silver is, for those of you who don't know. Silver, or in chemistry Ag, is one of the 5 precious metals. I like to say there's 5, although many people will disagree that there's many more. I like to think that there is 5 main precious metals. So you have silver, obviously gold, platinum, palladium and rhodium. And silver is the cheapest of all of them, hence why I can have so much on the table here without completely breaking my bank account. You could sell most of what's on the table here and probably get an ounce of platinum, or probably about half an ounce of gold. So the prices vary pretty significantly, rhodium being the most expensive, sitting at about, last time I checked, many thousands of dollars per ounce. Silver is only about $20 to $30 per ounce, depending on how lucky you are and where you buy it from. So what are the actual different types of silver? Well, in the front here we have silver bars. They would probably be what I think most people think when they think of silver. So here we have a 10-ounce Britannia bar from the Royal Mint. I got this earlier this year, but I've actually been trying to get my hands on one for almost a year now. It's one of the first silver investments I really wanted to get my hands on. A lovely piece. These two little guys here are Una and the Lion bars, also from the Royal Mint. These are very new pieces. I only got these yesterday as part of this video actually, but yeah, they're the first in a new set that's being released by the Mint, so it's better to have the first piece and then I can decide whether I want to keep collecting the set. And this last little bar here is a 1-ounce James Bond 25th movie bar. Unfortunately it's got a little bit of milk spotting there, as you can see, which is a shame, but I have got another one of these upstairs that's in much better condition. So that's first type of silver. Second type of silver are what's called rounds. These are discs, they're actually coins, and funnily enough these ones actually have face value. This one's worth a whole £2. And most of these are legal tender in the UK. You could go into a shop and spend these as £2 if you could persuade the shopkeeper, but obviously the value of the silver is much more than the value of what you'd be spending it on. And they also come in different designs and styles. This is a Robin Hood silver round. I got everything on the table here is from the Royal Mint, but I got this one from the Royal Mint. It's probably their most recent design. I got 2 of those. I got this 1-ounce 2020 Year of the Rat Lunar coin. Still waiting on the 2021 one to come out in bullion though. Looking forward to that. I've also got this 1-ounce Valiant here. I really like that design. It's based on Petrucci's George and the Dragon, which is on the Sovereign. So it's a nice cheap alternative to buying that what is really quite an expensive coin. And this is just a simple coat of arms design, which again I got earlier this year. Very nice piece. This monster over here is the Falcon of the, let me try and pronounce it, Plantagenets. It's one of the 10-ounce Queensbees coins. It's probably my favourite one that's actually out at the moment, although I will definitely be buying a 10-ounce completer coin when they drop, because I'm very excited for that one. And these are just standard issue Britannias, which are generally the cheapest silver you can buy from the Royal Mint. These are actually 2020 ones, so they don't have the new securities. These ones are from 2021, and they contain some little extra features like that little holographic disc there, the waves in the background, and also micro printing around the edge, which make them really hard to copy, which makes them very good buys considering the premium is pretty high. But if you want to get into silver, I'd highly recommend buying a few ounces of those to get you started. But these aren't actually the only forms of silver you can have. Sorry, knocked the camera there. You can also have what's called a silver proof coin, and this is a 2016 Isaac Newton silver proof. Here's the box. I got this reasonably recently too, just because I really love the Isaac Newton coin, and this is a more recent 2020 Winnie the Pooh silver proof, which I got last year when it came out. But the benefits of having silver proof is that you get to own a real nice collectible piece, and it's always struck, I believe it's 6 times on the press in silver, and oftentimes you'll also get them coloured like this one. So they're really good if they release a coin that you particularly like. Me personally, I'm not a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, but I know that there are a lot of fans out there, so I'm hoping that by holding this for a few years it might go up in value eventually, and I'll be able to sell it at a small profit.
Just a quick editor's note, there is another form of silver that you can hold, and that is digital silver. Now you can buy this sort of silver from places like the Royal Mint, but you can also sometimes get them on stock exchanges under the commodities section. This is typically where you buy the material for a much lower premium, but you don't hold a physical version of that asset. You just have a digital sort of certificate that says that you own it, and that's usually backed by some sort of asset that the mint or exchange will hold in their own sort of vaults or whatever.
But what actually are the benefits of holding silver? Well, physical silver, the main benefit for me is that you never really make a loss until you sell. So you're less vulnerable to price fluctuations and certainly price decreases. If the silver market was, say, tomorrow to drop from $27 an ounce to $20 an ounce, I wouldn't have necessarily lost my money, because I could still find somebody that would be willing to pay more than that for some of these pieces on the table here. And if you go on somewhere like eBay or Gumtree, you will most likely be seeing people listing these well above the spot price, and that's because a lot of these coins carry extra value with them. Sorry, not the camera again. Particularly these Royal Mint coins, which is why I primarily collect them. These Britannia bars, I see them going, if you can capsule them and really look after them, they can go for quite a lot. And even the simple Britannia pieces can go often for $1 or $2 above the spot price. Another benefit of silver is that it's supposedly a hedge against inflation. So if, for example, what we're seeing in the COVID recovery, we might see inflation jumping quite heavily. I read an article yesterday, in fact, that suggested that inflation was going to be as high as 2.1% this year, which is actually above the target. And that, for me, would be quite concerning, holding pounds versus something else. And silver's a relatively good thing to hold instead, because, say, if you changed your pounds into silver, you had £100, you could buy 4 ounces of silver maybe for that. And then in a year's time, that £100, you might only be able to buy £98 worth of goods with it. But the silver, one would hope, would still be worth £100. So you can get more bang for your buck, so to speak. And inflation is quite a complicated topic, because obviously it's sort of an average across the whole economy. So some things will have gone up in price, some things will have actually gone down in price. Your main aim with investing is just to beat the average rate of inflation, plus whatever fees that you have, with the main goal being to beat the market. So with silver, the price has risen quite significantly over the last year, especially exactly a year ago when all this sort of began. We had some quite significant rises in the silver market, and that's because lots of people were getting into, like me, bullion collecting and owning physical silver. But you can still buy digital silver from places like the Royal Mint for a little bit cheaper than you can buy this stuff. But I always like owning the physical things personally, just because I like having physical assets where I can. What are some drawbacks of silver? Well, for one, it's bulky. I mean, if you're storing physical silver like this, I've already outstripped my original storage place, and I've had to look for bigger places to hide my silver. Security is a big issue as well. You need to keep it safe, because what's on the table here is worth a reasonably significant amount of money, and last thing you'd want when you get robbed is someone going straight for your silver. So that's why I always keep mine in a nice secure safe. It's not going anywhere, it's very safe in there, and I trust the products that I've bought. Another drawback of silver is that it's maybe not as fast growing as other markets. So by buying silver, you may be missing out on the opportunity of another market. Silver has this year grown quite exceptionally, but it's actually hit its price high in 2011. And since then it's kind of been on a general downward trend, excluding obviously last year. Do I think silver could keep going up? Maybe. It's hard to say. I'd like to see it go up a little bit, obviously, because I'm holding quite a lot. But even if it doesn't, I really love owning physical pieces, and some of these look wonderful. So, in conclusion, I would say, is silver the most amazing investment ever? Maybe. I think there's certainly better options out there, but is it worth having some silver or gold or any other precious metal as part of your portfolio? Certainly. I think the general recommendation is between 20 and 30%. I've got a lot more than that, but I would like to think that as my income improves, I can hopefully outstrip that. Do I think that silver is the coolest investment ever? Yes, definitely. Owning this physical stuff especially is really fun, and I know that sounds very bizarre, but it is. It's fun. Going on the Royal Mint and looking at all the designs that are available and sort of pricing in and trying to find designs you like and wait. The wait. Currently I'm waiting on a couple of different releases. Like I said, the 10 ounce completer coin for the Queen's Beast, I think will look amazing in my collection. But also the Team GB silver proof for this year. I can't wait for that because I got my hands on a 2021, and obviously the Olympics never happened last year, so if I can make a set, who knows, it might actually be more valuable. So I would say my takeaways for this: silver's a good, accessible investment for those of you who are just sort of getting into investing and don't necessarily have a massive amount of funds to play around with. I myself actually started with silver because you could buy it for maybe £30 per ounce with the delivery, and that just made it much more accessible for me than spending £100, £200, £300 on a share. Is it a good investment on its own? Probably not, but it does provide some sort of extra diversification and weight to a portfolio, kind of in the same way that cryptocurrency does. It just sort of adds variety and gives you that extra element of diversification. What type of position do I think is best to take on silver? Well, in my opinion, probably a long position. I wouldn't want to be buying this physical stuff and then trying to sell it within a week. If you were playing with digital silver, if you were buying into digital markets, maybe you could play short positions, but I think for me, I'm planning on holding this stuff for at least 5 years, hopefully longer, and if the value's there and it keeps climbing, it'll hopefully be good. But yeah, if you have any more questions about silver or gold or any other precious metals, do leave them down in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them or make a follow-up video. If you guys want to see any more videos about silver or my coin collections, do let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.